help as much as I can. So these are the tips that you can put into work when you're choosing the photos for your listing on the MLS. When I think about Bob Vila and all the years of HGTV and the popularity of renovation shows in the early 2000s, and we still have these kind of photos online, I just cannot right away. So if you want to know how to pick great photos for your MLS so that your property is not sitting on the market longer than it has to, subscribe and keep watching. Now please notice I said how to choose photos for your MLS, not how to take photos for your MLS. Now I understand if you're new to real estate and you want to manage the listing by taking photos yourself and you want to use your own equipment, then that's completely fine. I have to point out to you that if you want to grow in this business, taking photos of your listing with your phone is not going to cut it. Now I know Android and Samsung and Apple and everybody else, they're making improvements with these phones every day, but these phones are not going to help you be able to grow your business and to be able to managing luxury listings. So I would suggest to you that as you're trying to manage your growth in the business, and I know you don't want to share the commission that you haven't even gotten yet with a photographer, but now is the time for you to develop a great habit of working with a photographer so that you can choose the right photos. But even if you're going to take the photos yourself, these are the photos that I want you to make sure that you get. So this will be useful to you as well, but I'm talking about choosing photos for your listing, not taking photos for your listing. The first thing to consider when you are choosing photos for your listing is lighting. Now, of course, there's an exception to every rule, but for the most part, the more people are looking for a home that is, number one, safe, and two, that lets in a lot of light. So when you're choosing photos for your listing, you want to choose photos and prepare and put photos out there that show that the home or the property lets in light. So if you're not having a lot of light in the photo, that is the number one red flag for you to not choose that photo to put it on the MLS. When you're taking photos of the exterior of the property, you want to be able to show the exterior and show it also literally in the best light. So if you have an opportunity to get a photo of a condo building on a nice bright sunny day, that's when you want to take the photo. Now of course we have no control over the weather, so if it's snowing outside, if it's rainy, if it's overcast, honestly overcast sometimes makes a diffused light that really is very complementary to the exterior of a home. So as long as it's not raining and it's not dark, then you can probably get a pretty decent photo of the home. So when you're choosing the photos for the home, make sure that you get a photo that clearly shows the exterior of the home, clearly shows the texture of the materials that are being used. So if it's a brick home, if it's stucco, if it's linoleum siding, however that is, make sure that we can see it clearly in the photos. In general, as a side note, photos that show a lot of construction are not ideal. So especially here in South Florida, we have a lot of construction, a lot of different high-rises that go up. So you'll find that on the MLS, people will use photos or renderings of a property as opposed to the finished property or the current photo, because next door there's a huge construction project going on, or because the light is blocking the property. So be careful with that though, because you want to show the home really truly as it is and how your prospect is going to experience the property. So if there's a huge crane, no, you don't want to put that huge crane into the MLS as a photo, but please be mindful to let your people know there's construction going on in the area, because that can be a deterrent, and it really could undermine the trust that your prospects have with you if you're showing them something that's not really accurate. For the interior of the home, you want to show photos again that support that idea of light and airy. So make sure you take off the screens to the window so that when you're taking the photos, you're getting the most light into the property. Also, make sure that you're choosing photos that show about the construction of the home, the interior of the home, not the decor of the home. I've seen a little bit of a trend with properties that are showing the couch or tables or the decorative style of the person who lives there now. Unless the home is being sold furnished, these are not the right photos to put into the MLS. We need to see the flooring, the ceilings, the bathrooms, the fixtures, the things that are going to stay with the property, not the way that the current owner is decorating the home. So when you're looking at the interior of the home, make sure you get photos that show those features that are going to stay with the property. At minimum, you should select 6 photos of this property. You should not have one picture of the interior, not one picture of the exterior, not one picture of the bathroom. You need 6 photos. That's the interior, the exterior, the bathroom, the bedrooms, the kitchen, and a photo of whatever that highlight feature is in that home. So if that's the pool, if that's an entertainment center that's going to stay with the home, if that's a theater room, if it's a dressing room and a really exquisite closet, whatever that special thing is, that's what should be shown in those 6 photos. Minimum, guys, 6. Bonus information is that if you have the option of showing the property in the daytime and at night, do that for the people online who are looking at the property, because if you have an exquisite view, it really is going to look differently in the daytime than it would look at night. The same thing with a private home or home in a gated community, a residential property, a townhouse. Show that property at night and in the daytime so that your prospects who are looking online, and a lot of them are looking from their mobile devices, have a nice well-rounded view of the property even if they don't see it in person. Alright, so those are my tips to you for choosing photos for your listing on the MLS. You want to make sure that you're using the light to your advantage to show that light and airy story. Being able to show the interior, the exterior of the home, and then having enough photos that gives the prospect a good, well-rounded view of what they can expect from the property. So I hope you found this information useful, and I hope that you're able to put it to work right away into your business. Of course, you can download my free social media guide so that you can get more tips that you can put into business right away inside of your brand. All right, thank you so much for watching. Go forth and flourish.